Hi, it's Ernie Garcia. Today I released the first part of a series that I'm working on in some of the blogging that I'm doing, and the subject is how to survive the end of a relationship, which could be, I guess specifically what my intent is I'm specifically keying in on romantic relationships, breakups, divorces, um, but I think the principles can be applied to even friendships, maybe even professional relationships, some of the key principles. Um, Obviously, if you've read the blog, and I'll have the link attached to this video, um, we kind of looked at the dynamics of the breakup just briefly because books have been written on that subject, on why we feel the way we feel, how we deal with the change and with the loss, and um, relationships are living things. They take on an identity of their own. They're alive, and when they end, it's the end of a part of your life, and it's a death of a relationship. And I've heard it put, before that a lot of times, it's so difficult because two different people, choose to go their separate ways without each other. Um, so there's not, even the closure like there is, when somebody does pass, because there's, that's out of control, and it's the book is closed at that point. But when we decide to continue on with our lives without somebody who once was, and still probably is, just super important to us, somebody that we've spent incredible, times with, somebody we've had laughs with, somebody we've told our deepest secrets with. It's tough to go on, to imagine them going on, without us, and it's tough to go on without them. But obviously, a lot of times that's necessary for a lot of different reasons, tons of different reasons. As we process, what has transpired, and try to put together the pieces of what's happened, what to do next. Our brains, the way that it's the most incredible computer that there is. Our brains, and they begin to go through the process of trying to solve the problem. To solve why we're feeling the way we feel under these circumstances, and we begin to to play with a lot of thoughts, to ask ourselves a lot of questions. What am I going to do now? You know, um, will I ever be in love again? Will I ever be happy again? What if I see this person with somebody else? I mean, the sky's the limit on the madness. Just the influx of questions that we started asking ourselves. We began to question everything, and it's part of our natural process, that our brains go through, just like any computer, just trying to solve a problem. So it's super important to give ourselves a break from that. And as ridiculous as that sounds, it's truly possible, because we don't have to be a participant in all of the thoughts that we have. If you if you notice, thoughts come and go. They completely come and go. But if we try to resist, our thoughts, and resist, the obsessions, it seems like that they come on stronger. So, if you're a person that's recently gone through, a dramatic change, such as a breakup, a divorce, a separation, or something like that, it's crucial to give your brain a break. It's crucial to give your heart, your soul, your spirit, just a break, even briefly. When you think about it, most of the thoughts that you experience, during this time of change, this time of crisis, um, they specifically, are thoughts that revolve around the future. What's going to happen now because of this or that, or they're thoughts of of the past, and hurt, maybe the breakup itself, or maybe what what led to the breakup, ways we've been hurt. So when we think of those two things, they're usually in the future and in the past. But the trick to giving ourselves, a break, and our brains time to, to rest and recover, and, to help us focus, while we're going through this, is to stay in the present. And it's not very difficult to do. In fact, the second that you realize that you're not present, that you're too far into the future, or you're visiting too far into the past, and you have, this whirlwind of questions, emotions, and different thoughts, the second that you realize that, you're actually present. You've realized that you're not, that you're not here, you're there, or you're there, but you're not present. So it's important to spend time present, giving your mind a break. And there's activities that help us do this. I have a super great friend, that I talk to a lot, that has told me that painting is something that she uses to escape. I know for me, I've mentioned in my blogs before that fly fishing is something that, it takes my full awareness and my full focus, my full concentration to be able to successfully fly fish. So that's something that I use. Other people use meditation, but that's one way to regain focus and to take just a little break to, basically just to give our minds a rest so we can still operate at optimum. The second thing, in the days, the immediate days, right after a change like this has taken place, that I would suggest is journaling. A lot of people see therapists, which is, an excellent outlet to express feelings, to have feelings validated. But it's simply, possibly an hour a week. Most HMOs cover 12 sessions. And when I know from my experience, when I've gone through through a crisis like this, an hour a week just, it's simply, just to be bluntly, was not enough for what I was going through. The feelings of being overwhelmed and very sad, and just trying to grab onto anything that's stable, at that point. So one of the things that I suggest as an outlet is to journal. You've got to unload. You've got to unload. When you start carrying around all of these thoughts and all of these feelings for an extended period of time, the weight just simply gets too heavy. You spend way too much time someplace else, and it's hard to still run your household, when you're constantly someplace else. You constantly have this weight on your back. It's exhausting, and very difficult to find any kind of focus to still be able to, to do your job, to, keep your job intact. That's going to be something that you're going to need to move forward, regardless of what happens with with the crisis change. You're going to need your employment. You're going to need to make, super good decisions. You're going to need to be able to think about those decisions, and make the best decision for, for yourself and for your children, if that's the case. So it's vitally important to be able to unload all of these feelings, and also to to give your mind a break. In the next blog, I'm going to be talking about the neutral zone, and that's the time when the dust settles just a bit, and for sure that it's over, for sure that you're going to have to get on with your life. You might not be ready to yet, but it's going to be a place where, as you're healing, you can start planning your future, regardless of how it turns out. If it does indeed turn out to be a divorce or a breakup, or if it doesn't, the neutral zone is a great place to start working internally instead of the externally. Because when the dust is completely gone, it's your internal happiness and your internal health, your internal emotional health, that's going to carry you through this whole entire crisis. So, so I don't make another 11-minute video. I'm going to go ahead and stop for now. Please feel free to email me. All of my information is going to be attached to this video to my website. There's a contact form on my website. There's an email address. There's 1,000 ways to get a hold of me. Facebook is a great way to get a hold of me. My email address is attached to my blogs. please feel free to give me, to contact me if you need any help with putting together, what the next move is. If you're interested in some coaching